Now we're going to create a brand and identity around this hypothetical business model that, again, we're going to get from our AI coach here based on conversations that we've been having. If you're not familiar, you're just jumping in on this video now, there's an entire playlist about starting a business with ADHD and leveraging an AI coach to help you do this. All we're going to do here is go into the brand identity prompt. I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to go back to my AI coach, paste. So what you can see on the right-hand side is basically the brand identity framework that we're going to build out. And then the left-hand side, the AI coach is going to help us walk through that. And then let's get started. Now, the reason that this is so important as far as building out this brand identity framework is that a lot of these things, such as your core brand values, your brand voice and tone, brand personality and archetype, key messaging and tagline ideas, and visual identity, is that when you load this as a knowledge file back into your AI coach, you can then make sure that things are staying on brand. Or you can say, hey, I'm trying to message and communicate this XYZ idea. How would I do that on brand? And it's going to be able to make sure that everything has the same feeling and tone so that it feels familiar to the people that are going to be following your business. So this asks a really great question using my customer avatar, which is Maya. And it's basically, what is the feeling? What is the one piece of transformation that you want to have happen for her? So I believe with this particular case, I would say it is feeling connected to other ADHD entrepreneurs that are in the same soup. So now we have a simple structured for a mission statement. We help who to achieve what by how. Based on the conversation, how would you fill in the blanks for this sentence? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to fill in the blanks that it's asking for. So what you can see that just happened is in the conversation over here, we've now updated the canvas over here and it automatically highlighted where I've put that in. So that's pretty cool that we're having a conversation on the left-hand side with AI and it's updating this framework for us. So I'm confirming with my AI coach that this feels good to me, this brand mission statement. And then we're going to look at the brand vision statement. It's going to ask me questions in this section as well. I really like the question that my coach asked me here. It said, so my question for you is, if you're wildly successful over the next 5 to 10 years and you've helped thousands of Mayas find clarity, what bigger change will you have created in the world of entrepreneurship? What future are you helping to build? What I came up with here is basically a trickle-down vision statement. So if I can create a positive impact for these ADHD entrepreneurs, then they can create a positive impact in their communities. And the reason that something like this is important is a lot of times people aren't just going to buy your product because it's the cheapest or it, helps them with a problem. It could be something that it impacts them on a core values level where they say, yes, I want to make a positive impact in my community. And that's what this community is about, is not just like, hey, start a business, make a bunch of money, but also make a positive impact where you live and in the communities that you're in. So the neat thing here is it actually put a little bit of a spin on my words here to foster a new generation of neurodivergent founders who build fulfilling businesses and create a positive ripple effect in their communities. I like that. I'm going to say yes, move on. So it asked me a great question here on like, what is the non-negotiable principle for how people should treat each other in this community? When I think about it, I think acceptance is key. And the reason I say that is for if you have a neurodivergent wiring, right? Maybe a lot of times in your life, things have not felt like it may feel like you don't fit in, or people may criticize you because of how much energy you have or the way you talk or communicate. You just feel a little bit different. I think acceptance is a really, really important core value for something like this. These are also going to be things if you're creating a website that you can put these core brand values on your website as things that are very important. Again, it's about connecting with your core audience. It's things that they read and they say, yes, 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 that I understand that, I feel that on a core value level. So we're going to stop here at 3 values for the core brand values, and we're going to move on to brand voice and tone. So what we can see here is your brand voice is the personality of your brand in written form on your website and emails and social media. It should be a direct reflection of the values we just defined. So thinking of those values, what are the 3 or 4 keywords that describe how you want to communicate to feel, or communication to feel to someone like Maya? So should it be empathetic, direct, encouraging, witty, authoritative, calm, playful? So I love what the AI has done here in the canvas. You can say it sounds like your best friend who has ADHD. I get it. This part's hard. Let's try something weird that might actually work. But it does not sound like a corporate productivity guru, a drill sergeant, or a clinical therapist. So all of this is spot on for the communication that I want to convey with this brand. So now we're looking at brand personalities and archetypes. This is a fun little explanation of this. where it's giving you like common archetypes include the sage, which is like Google, focused on knowledge, the hero, like Nike, focused on mastery, the jester, like Old Spice, focused on humor, and the caregiver, like Johnson & Johnson, focused on nurturing. Looking at this for this community, I could see this being the collaborative every person, because I want to build alongside of other people. I want to be in the soup as the at the same time as them. So I do like the idea of a guide as well, but I always like the idea of feeling like it's a collaborative process and we're all learning together. I never want to come off like a guru doing this type of work. All right, drilling it down into our customer avatar and talking about key messaging and tagline ideas. I'm going to say betting on yourself. So this is what I love is I'm not great at taking like an idea like betting on yourself and then phrasing it like this, but AI did a great job of putting this in a way that I think would really connect with people better. Your mind is your asset. Your unique, nonlinear way of thinking isn't a bug. It's your greatest entrepreneurial feature. We provide the tools and support to help you confidently bet on yourself. So then it's asking me, what do you want Maya to believe about the people she'll find inside of your platform that will make her feel safe enough to take that bet on herself? So it took what I said. I want her to believe she will find her people where she feels seen and things just connect into place, strength in numbers, and made it into, you'll find your people here. Entrepreneurship is lonely, but it doesn't have to be. This is where you feel seen, understood, and energized by the collective strength of founders who are in the soup with you. And sometimes you just have to kind of move it forward by saying, looks good. I think it could do a little bit better job of like trying to connect those dots and saying like, does this sound good? But this is something I found when you're using the AI coach is you might want to do this. Again, this is something hard to do, creating a tagline for your business, but it's taking these core messages and then it's coming up with a brainstormed list of messages that may be the tagline for this business. So what you can see here is it's come up with different taglines, but I'm still going to have it kind of elaborate on one. So you can kind of always iterate here. Can you give me more like this? All right, so now I have some tagline ideas and I'm going to ask it to let's move to step 7. So what I like here is it's making it simple. It's saying, do you like A or B, right? Do I want minimalistic and calm or vibrant and energetic? I'm going to say minimalistic and calm because I could use more of that in my life. And I love this because I feel like coming up with a color palette for a brand can be pretty difficult, but it's just asking me good questions to come through this. Like a good designer would do the same thing. They would ask you these questions and try to get into the feelings and try to get into the feeling you're trying to emote with the visual identity of the brand. So now we have a complete brand identity framework. We've changed the name to Divergent Labs. We have all this information. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put this into our business plan. And then we're going to move forward into the next phase, which is going to be planning and foundation. I'll catch you in the next video.